Okay, that is not gonna work. This is why you suck at rock climbing. Now, I hate to call you out, but if you do suck at rock climbing, I don't know why else you would click on this video. You could also just be bored as well. I'm Caden Bierstead, and I've been climbing for about 10 years now. Trust me, I've had my fair share of noob moments, but I'm here to help you out, brother. Alright, the first rule I have to improve your rock climbing is to focus on your technique. And I know that sounds really vague, so let me explain. I'll give you 2 or 3 things to kind of help you improve on your technique. The first one being slow climbing. I know a lot of classes, at least mine, call this sloth climbing. Anyways, the point of this practice is to climb as slow as you can so that you can just really tone in and focus on where your feet are going and where your hand placement is. A lot of times, if you're getting fatigued on the wall, it's because you don't know how to rest. And climbing really slowly kind of forces you to learn to find places to rest. And it really helps out making sure that you don't throw yourself on the wall, making these massive moves, going crazy. Trust me, that's for later on. Right now, what you need to focus on is just being slow, not mentally, and just going up the wall as controlled as possible. It doesn't matter if, say, you don't know how to suck your hips in, you don't know how to control hand movements. The fact that you're going slow means that you are figuring it out yourself pretty much. And that's kind of a big part of rock climbing, is sort of figuring it out. Everybody has different bodies and everybody has different levels to where they get fatigued. So it's good to kind of figure out how long you can be on the wall before you get that fatigue. The next practice I want to tell you about is ninja feet. How my teacher explained it, pretty much. Anytime we would make any noise putting our foot onto a hold, we would have to do 10 push-ups. You can also implement different things you want into yourself. A lot of times we would also put bells on the back of our shoes so that if we made any large movements, she would be able to hear and then scold us for being too loud. But a really nice combo I like to do is slow climbing with ninja feet. That really just makes you locked in onto the wall to make sure that you're climbing with technique. Now, this third practice ensures that you have good control on your hand movements. Pretty much all you want to do, pick a nice, easy route, one that you know that you'll be able to flash or one that you've done before many times. Get on it, making sure that all movements are controlled, and every time you reach for another hold, you sit and wait for 3 seconds. This really helps with stamina and is honestly just something great to practice because it gives you a lot of finger strength, and it also does something really similar to those other 2 I was talking about, which is kind of forcing you to have technique. Now, out of those 3 practices, I said technique a lot, and you could be asking, what even is technique? How can I be forcing technique on myself when I don't know what it is? Well, I'm about to explain it to you. Some really good technique tips is sucking your hips into the wall. When your hips are sucked into the wall, that is putting more weight onto your feet. A really big part of rock climbing is not hanging from your hands, but trying to stand on your feet at whatever point of the wall that you're on. Something else you want to focus on that's not just your feet is your hands. A lot of new climbers will pretty much over grip on the holds when really you only need about 50% of how much you're hanging on to the hold. Let me expand on this a little bit more. Say I'm a new climber and this cup represents the wall. I'm hanging on, but the thing is I'm scared, so I'm grabbing this thing for my dear life because I think I'm gonna fall down. I'm way overpowering my grip when really I only need about 50% to actually hold my weight. A lot of new climbers will try to hang on the wall instead of trying to put all their weight to their feet, and that's really a lot of what rock climbing is. So just really focus to not over grip and only do the minimal amount of hand grip that can keep you up on the wall, because the more unnecessary grip you have equals the more strength being used, which equals fatigue. One misconception a lot of people have is that you have to be incredibly strong to rock climb. This is very much not true. 90% of rock climbing is technique. For instance, I took my brother rock climbing and he's a bodybuilder. He's obviously 10 times stronger than me. But the thing is, he didn't know a thing about rock climbing. I have been rock climbing for 10 years, so I have a lot of the technique down, but hardly as much strength as he does. He would get on the wall, he couldn't get halfway up the wall because he didn't have technique, as he was also a 255-pound bodybuilder, but you understand what I'm saying. Technique over strength. Now, the last thing I want to say is just don't give up, alright? It can be hard, but you just gotta keep trying and keep watching different videos, because expanding your knowledge helps a ton with technique. Because there's a lot of techniques out there that don't even make sense until you watch a video and actually do research on them to actually learn them. Now, of course, I didn't give you the pan flip to be an absolute unit of a rock climber, but I gave you a few tips to hopefully help you out. Expanding your knowledge on rock climbing is good, but really you just gotta go out there and actually rock climb, because that's how you get stronger. That's how you meet other people that have different techniques than you and how you can learn off them. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll make sure to respond to every single one of your comments. Peace.